Hi friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection. I'm here playing with some of my favorite dies and stamps from Scrappy Tales Crafts, and I made this card when this release first came out, this fairy tale, the Midsummer Dream release came out with all the fairy stuff. It's just magical. And I liked the card and I had fun making it. I just wished I had made it into a shaker card. On this card I used the layered moon stencil, and you can see the moon, and then there's some detail, and then there are those stars. Those are the three different layers of the stencil, and you can use just one layer or two layers or all three of them together. I also used this cloud cover die, and I love the cover dies that Scrappy Tales has because you get so much value. You don't just get the cover die, you get a bunch of bonus dies, and you can see the clouds on that card. Like, this set comes with two different size clouds, and it comes with the clouds, and then it comes with these little scroll detail edges to the clouds that you can layer on top of the clouds, or you can use them separately. And even the inside bits that come out of it when you die cut it are pretty, and I've been using those on my cards too. It comes with three different kinds of stars, a little star trail. It comes with a moon, and I want to play with the moon today because I haven't played with that yet. So like, there's just this so much extra stuff packed in this cover die that I use constantly, that I feel like I really got my money's worth out of this one. Like, I can't believe how much I use those clouds. Here's another, this is the Slimline Essentials border set, and this is this is the Essentials 2 set. That's what I want to say. You can see the grass, the clouds, and then there's this row of mushrooms, which is pretty fun. And then I have the assorted leaves dies, and you've seen me use these in several videos. At least 5 videos I've used these assorted dies, and there's so many ways you can use these, and I've been trying to show different things. I watched one of Sabrina's videos at Scrappy Tales, and she used that in a different way than I even thought of. It was just genius. Creating like seaweed. It was amazing. So I'm going to do some ink blending to start with. I'm going to make 2 ink blended backgrounds. One is going to be cut by my cover die. So this is the back piece that will be my night sky, and I started with a bright yellow which is scattered straw, and then I'm putting this bright purple seedless preserves around the yellow and kind of blending it across the yellow a little bit. And then I'm using Mermaid Lagoon, and I realize this looks nothing like a night sky, but I really like to put some bright colors behind my darker colors. Now I do have to apologize because I am crafting in a new place, and my living room, in fact, I moved some of my crafting stuff to the living room, and my table is really wobbly, and I don't notice it until I'm ink blending and watching a video of myself ink blending. So you can see I put some chipped sapphire around the edge and went across all the bright stuff, but you can still see that brightness. Now I'm putting some black soot along the outside edges, and that gives me the night sky that I love. And I'm adding some big splotches and some water spray. The big splotches I spritzed in my hand and then splashed it on, and then the smaller ones I use my mister. So I'm going to put that aside so that the water can dry, and then I'm going to take that second piece of paper that I have, and this is the one that's going to get die cut with the cloud cover plate, and this is spun sugar, and I'm kind of trying to put it where the inside cutting edge of that cover plate will go, and I'll put a little blue around the edges. I want this to be still like a sky feel, but I want it to be much lighter than my background because this will be in my foreground. So I'm using tumbled glass for the outer edge, and you'll see me just going back and forth between the pink and the blue so I can blend them together. And I'm going to add a little bit of here I've pulled out the pink again, and I'm just blending the two together to get rid of the lines. Now I'm adding in some of that Mermaid Lagoon, and again you'll see me go back and forth. Here's my light blue brush, And then I'll add some more to the next side, blend the two blues together, and then I take the pink out and blend in the pink and the blue a little bit. And I just keep going around. And, if you're ink blending and you don't like the way it looks, keep going. Don't stop. Just add another layer and just keep blending it until you get what you want. So I'm taping this down with some washi tape, and I'm going to take those two cloud dies and place those down as well. So I'll get some nice color to those clouds. So here are all the pieces. I die cut a whole bunch of stuff. Here's some of that slimline grass, and you can see how great this is. Now I always do a little bit of ink blending on the piece I'm going to put in back. I really like to layer these together, and I love that Sabrina designed these as slimline dies because they work great for slimline cards, but I can cut them down and use them for an A2 size card, so more value for my money. I love that. Now, as I'm watching this, I'm wishing I hadn't made this into a shaker card because I like the way this is coming out. So I'm putting my clouds down, and I'm kind of using a tape runner to sort of place things, and I can trim them down and get them where I want them, and then I'll put better adhesive on. So here is one of the pieces from the assorted leaves. And some more. I always cut plenty and then put these in my cup. I did do a little ink blending on the green as well, just to give it some different shades. And I just did it really quickly, just kind of used the foam and just swirled it on and very gently so I didn't rip any. Those are pretty delicate little stems there. So I'm just getting everything all attached, putting my little scene together. And I had created from the Fairy Friends set off to the left there, you can see that big mushroom. That is one of the stamps. All of that little scene with the mushrooms and the rocks, and that was a little too big. You'll see that I tried to put it down and it was just a little too big. So I went ahead and colored up one of the smaller ones, which I ended up really liking in this little scene at the end. Now some of this stuff is going to go above the shaker, some is going to go below. Like all the stuff on the background there is going to go below my acetate window sheet. And I'm putting some stars in, and you can see the sun is coming and going here. It's so gloomy today. It's really ridiculous. So I have some Judykins embossable window acetate window sheets, and I have not tried embossing, so I'm going to emboss on this, and I'm going to place the sentiment from Fairy Friends on here. This is one of my all-time favorite sentiments, and I just love it. And I am kind of placing it around all my stuff. And I went ahead and just stamped with my embossing ink. And then I poured my black embossing powder. And I just got some new, this is Stampendous Detail Embossing Powder, Ultra Fine or something. And I actually really like this embossing powder. It just literally came today. But I don't use a powder tool because I'm allergic to powder, all kinds of powder. So the first time, and I ended up just wiping it off, I did pull out a powder tool to use the second time, which is why I'm a little hoarse right now, because I'm really allergic to powder. Thanks to years of using chalk teaching, I really have a lot of trouble with gypsum and talc and cornstarch and things like that. But alas, I'm retired now, so that doesn't matter, unless I want to use that powder tool. Anyway, so I did heat set this, and I did heat set it very quickly. And they say it's fine. I kept my heat tool moving the whole time. It did warp a tiny bit, but not enough to prevent me from using it, because I really thought it was fun to be able to stamp and emboss on that acetate. Actually, I really liked that because that raised it up a little bit. So I'm just using some art glitter glue here with a fine applicator tip. Then I put that glue all around the edges. I'm just attaching that on, and I'm using my paintbrush to wipe off any excess powder. And I like this little scene, and I kind of wish I'd left it right there and not made a shaker card out of it. I don't love shaker cards. It's the foam. The foam makes them too puffy or something for me. I don't know what it is. So I used some double-sided sticky tape to put my night sky on, and I like the way my night sky turned out. I like the little scene I created in front. This is the part I never care about. I just don't love this little, and I've used the wide, thinner tape that's not quite so puffy. I still don't love it. I don't know why. I don't like the look of the finished card in my hand, and I can tell, I don't know. I just don't like it. But I think they're fun cards to make. I just don't love the way they look when I'm done with them. And that's just a personal thing. So I'm using some Catherine Pooler sequin mix. I don't even remember what this one was. It's like Moosehead or something like that. And I'm putting that, I pour it in the middle and then I put this down. And I want to add one more touch. You can see to the right there, I've actually got the little stamp from Fairy Friends. That Fairy Friends is packed full of great stamps. So I fuss around trying to decide where I want to put this. And I just glue this on. And I will put all the links to these Scrappy Tail things below. Friends, I would love if you clicked on my links and just went over and checked out some of the stuff that Fairy Tales has in their store. You will love it. You'll be impressed and amazed. I'll put the links below. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're here. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful day.